I'm Madison, and this is Kiro. Nearly 2 years ago, I packed everything I own into my car and drove across country to British Columbia. We're making it our mission to explore the backcountry while balancing my 9 to 5. No matter the weather, we'll be outside doing the things that make us feel alive. So today I'm going to be going through how to stay warm while winter camping. Kiro and I are headed up the hills somewhere in Kelowna, and we're gonna do a winter camp setup. It's about negative 10 degrees right now. I'm hiking in a base layer and a thin mid layer. I was cold when I first stepped out, but I didn't put on my down hoodie because I knew I would start sweating, and I don't want to get these clothes wet because then that's when you start to get cold. Now that I'm moving and the sun is shining on this side of the hill, I'm the perfect temperature. The majority of people will wait for the warmer months to spend nights outside in the forest or on a mountain, but there's something peaceful about camping in the winter. A certain quietness, and far less people. Now let's get into the reason you clicked onto this video, starting with your shelter. But first, Kiro and I need to put our coats on because it's quite chilly at base camp.
Good boy!
Tip number 1, you want to sleep on compact snow. It's more comfortable, but it also insulates heat better than loose snow. Use your snowshoes, a shovel, or even just your feet. And once you're inside the tent, try to distribute your weight evenly so you don't create lumps beneath you. For example, if you lean on your knee or your elbow. Now for your tent. Before you call me out for using a 3-season MSR Hubba, I know, I don't actually have a winter tent yet. I'm still in the market for one and saving up. You can choose between a single wall and a double wall tent. I'm going to opt for a double wall, which is similar to my 3-season tent here. Mesh on the inside and then an added fly, so moisture is released through the mesh while the fly blocks the elements like snow. You'll notice the fly is sometimes off, and that is simply for the lighting of this video. The big 3, your tent, sleeping pad, and sleeping bag, are arguably the most important, so let's start with your sleeping pad. Most of the cold comes from the ground, and when you lay on your sleeping bag, any insulation underneath you is compressed and is not working effectively. I currently use the Nemo Tensor Ultralight Insulated Sleeping Pad. It weighs less than 1 pound, is 3 inches thick, but most importantly, it has an R value of 4.2. All sleeping pads are rated on the R value scale. In the winter, you'll generally want a level 4 or higher. That extra bag that comes with sleeping pads is called a pump sack. It saves you a lot of breath, which is surprisingly nice in cold temperatures at high altitude. It also prevents moisture from getting into the sleeping pad and causing mold. On to sleeping bags. I use a winter-rated sleeping bag year-round to save on the cost of buying 2. To keep the size down, I use a Nemo compression sack that's waterproof, and choosing a sleeping bag rated for your climate is key here. Did you know that sleeping bags should have 3 temperature ratings: comfort, limit, and extreme? Brands can choose to advertise their bag at any of these numbers. The comfort rating is what most women's sleeping bags will usually advertise as, but make sure to double check that. Women's bags also usually have added insulation at the feet and upper body. The limit rating is where most people will feel cold but will probably be okay. Most men's sleeping bags are advertised at this level because apparently on average women run colder, and the extreme rating is for survival purposes only. What to wear to bed. Let your sleep system do its job. If you have a negative 20 bag and it's only negative 10 outside, wear minimal clothing. You will end up sweating throughout the night and moisture makes you colder. Bring a dedicated shirt and socks for sleeping so any moisture from sweating throughout the day is not going to make you colder. I also wear insulated booties to bed. These are from Baffin. My feet run cold, so these come in really handy. This is a fun one. Don't put your face inside your sleeping bag. Your nose and mouth will create condensation, and when your sleep system gets wet, especially down feathers, it works less effectively, again making you colder. Instead, wear a merino wool face covering and a fleece toque. Both these materials are moisture wicking and insulating. You should always have a stove and lots of fuel. Snow takes longer to boil, so you may need more than you think. And you may already know this tip, but putting boiling water in your Nalgene, keeping it in your sleeping bag, will work as a heater. But did you know it's recommended to keep it between your legs or near your stomach because there's a main artery there that circulates warmth throughout your whole body. Just make sure the lid is screwed on tight. I have a few more tips on how to stay warm winter camping, but let's walk and talk. Don't forget sunglasses. You can become snowblind. It's way more comfortable to have sunglasses and protect yourself from the UV rays bouncing off the snow. Which leads into a second point. Always put on sunscreen and bring sunscreen for your face so that you can reapply. But you're much more susceptible to sunburn, and sunburns lead to skin cancer. I could do an entire video on how I keep my dog warm while winter camping. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. But thank you for watching, and if you subscribe, it would help Kira and I so much, and we can keep making these videos. Until next time, bye.
Good boy.